When you first come into Sketchup, you need to choose a template. Come down here, click on the arrow beside template. You will automatically be at the very top of your choices. You're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom and look for 3D printing in inches, which is the next to last choice. Click on it and click Start using SketchUp. When you come in here, your instructor window will be open automatically. You can open or close that by going to Window and choosing Instructor. I like to leave it on so that I can see how to use all the tools on the toolbar. We need to delete the default object, so notice that your arrow is selected, which is your selection tool. You can see the instructor talking about it or silently showing you. So I'm going to select this entire figure. Notice that I didn't quite get it, so I need to drag all the way around, getting all my lines. Everything will turn blue, and I can hit delete on my keyboard to remove the object. So the first thing I'd like to show you is how to create a triangle. This is the Shapes tool on your toolbar. If you click on the down arrow, you will see Polygon. Well, we have to tell it how many sides we want to our polygon. When we first click on Polygon, you'll notice that it has 6 sides. If you come down to your toolbar at the bottom, this is your measurement toolbar, it'll show you how many sides it has. So what we're going to do is we're going to type 3. We do notice that where it says sides now says 3 and is yellow. And we hit enter. Sometimes you have to do it a couple times, but eventually, whoops, I said 3, didn't I? Eventually, end up with a triangle. Usually it will work on the first try. So now when I drag, I get a triangle. I'm going to use the push-pull tool to turn this into a triangular prism. So this is the push-pull tool. I click on the face of the triangle and drag up, and I now have a triangular prism. The next thing I'd like to show you is how to work with the 3D warehouse. I can share my object with other people by uploading it to the 3D warehouse. So the way you do that is you come up to File, go to 3D Warehouse, choose Share Model. Now you're going to get this prompt. Go ahead and say no. And then you're going to get a prompt to log into your Google account. So you will need your Google login information. I have already done that once, so it will not ask me again. And when you log in to Google, it will then ask if Google can share its information with SketchUp, and you have to say yes to continue. Now you get to this window. You need to choose public, which is the default, so that other people can see your object. And then for the title, type in your team's name and your object. Triangular prism. You can add any of this other information, but this is really all you need. Now I'm going to click on Upload. And it takes a couple minutes for this to go up to the 3D warehouse. So the 3D warehouse is a Google site, which is why you had to log into Google. And it lets you know that it'll take a few minutes for this to be available for people to search, which that's fine. So I'm done with my upload. So now what I'd like to do, I'm going to close that. I'm going to go and search for maybe one of my teammates' objects. I'm going to go to File, 3D Warehouse, and now I want to get a model. And it takes me back to the 3D warehouse, but this time I'm searching. So I'm going to type in Prism and just get something simple, bring in. So I'm going to drag down until I get to something simple. I'm going to use this prism as an example. So I can click right here on Download, and it asks if I want it to go into the sketch, and yes, I do. Now, when it comes into your sketch, notice the icon of your pointer is now the move icon. You can't tell on mine, but once I drag it around, you'll see over here in the instructor window that I'm actually using the move tool. So as I move my mouse around, as I drag, I'm actually moving the object. So for me to no longer be moving it, I just click away from it. and it stays, or I can come back over and drag it over and click again to quit. And I can click on my selection tool and click away to see what I have. Again, remember to pan around, to orbit, use those tools to kind of see what's actually happening and making sure they're on the same surface. You can also zoom in and out. Sometimes when you bring different objects in, it can be kind of confusing as to where they are. So you can click on zoom, and then you can just, I'm using my finger on my screen right now, so I can drag to the left or right. And or you can use your mouse and drag to the left or right to zoom in and zoom out.